transit effect in the year 2022 for the rising sign as well as for the moon sign. Choice is yours. Saturn represents karma. Saturn represents hard work. Saturn represents profession. Saturn represents our career, status, our status in society. Saturn represents our prestige, honor, income resources, financial opportunities. Saturn represents property, any kind of property. Saturn represents our financial backing. Saturn means money. Saturn represents wealth, assets. Saturn also represents directly, indirectly lifespan. Health issues which are most complex and difficult to deal with. Life-threatening health issues. Saturn also represents death. Saturn also represents crisis, trauma, grief, hard work's reward. Saturn represents service sector, the whole service sector where we provide the services. Saturn represents profession, career, merchandising. And Saturn's impact and effect are very important. But if you are very much concerned about your future, about your job, about your business, about your career, about your profession, about your employment the coming year, about your status, prestige, financial backing, your professional projects, your professional ventures, then Saturn transit effect are quite important. You have to learn about those. What are these according to your moon sign? What are Saturn's transit effect according to your Lagna sign? Both. Libra yearly forecast for Libra for 2022. This whole prediction is applied to Libra. If your Libra is your moon sign, if your Libra is your ascendant, if your Libra is your Lagna. I'm going to give you chapter by chapter. First chapter, Dynamics of Libra for the year 2022. Dynamics involve 4 planets transits. Saturn transit effect, task precaution chanting. Jupiter's transit effect for the whole year with task precaution chanting. And Rahu Ketu's transit effect for the whole year 2022 with task precaution chanting. First thing first, your Saturn transit. Saturn represents for everybody karma, hard work, profession, job, career. Saturn represents status, your prestige in the world. Saturn represents your honor, your income resources, your financial backing. Saturn represents your property. Saturn represents your wealth. Saturn represents your assets. Saturn represents your health issues. Saturn represents any crisis in the life. Any trauma is rising in the life. Saturn represents grief, hard work's reward. Saturn represents if you're doing service for any big company or any company, for anybody. Saturn represents if you're professionally qualified and you're a professional consultant. Saturn represents your career. Saturn represents if you're a businessman, self-employed businessman running a company. Saturn represents your living. So Saturn's effect for anybody is very important. So Saturn effect for Libra for 2022, transit of Saturn for Libra in this particular year, Saturn transit in 5th house, Aquarius. Starting from 29th of April, it will carry on until 12th of July, only for 2.5 months. The journey of Saturn in 5th house, in Libra. The power of Saturn is gold for this particular phase. From April 2022, 29th April 2022 till 12th of July 2022, the power of Saturn will be gold. Libra, you will face many complications, delay in achieving your objective and goals. There will be few secret tension which you wouldn't want to share with anybody. Libra, you got to deal with your family, your relationship related matter very carefully. There are few different opinions between you and the people around you, and time to time you will come across financial opportunity for your property, joint ventures, projects, business ideas, land related investment, property related investment. Libra, you got to be very careful about your anger, your ego, your behavior, your conduct, your dealing, your word of speech. If you are a married person or a family man, then you must look after your relationship with your partner and relationship with your family and their well-being. You got to give a direction to your thoughts and be prepared to face few stumbling blocks in achieving your higher education, especially if you are a student. Your hard work and Your hard work, first hard work, and your fully determined effort will bring dignified success, rewards, prosperity for you. You will face a few complications in your flow of income. You got to be very careful about your decision, choices, and commitment. If you're a professional student, then you must look after your educational success and your educational career. Be careful. The journey of Saturn in 5th house, this time period, bring grief as well. This period sees you getting involved in unwise activities, serious arguments, conflicts with your family as well as relatives. Some of you like to get involved in litigation with your family. You may find it difficult to get along with people, companions. Avoid reckless behavior. This may cause loss of status in society. Exercise financial caution during this phase of time. Work also need proper handling. Be careful of losses in your profession. Avoid any new undertaking during this phase of time. You may not get the desired result on time. You may not be satisfied with investment in stock and share market. Pay proper attention to your health of your family, including yourself. Do not ignore any of your family health complaint. This time period, a lot of people will be threatening to you sometime. Be careful. Watch them. You got to look after your partner's health. Most of you like to feel anxious, mentally unstable, sometimes all over the place. Libra, if you're married, you may develop aversion toward your spouse. Maintaining happiness, comfort at home require extra effort at this time. Student may lose interest in their studies. Saturn transit in 5th house, the other facets. During this time period, Libra, you will learn more about yourself, how to express yourself in the best possible way. But you will have to work hard for this result. It won't come automatically. Saturn will always support you, give you, but you have to work for it. It will not happen by itself. You should proceed in a very careful manner, in a more organized manner. Although 5th house is usually considered a house of creation, house of amusement, house of recognition, house of decision choices, house of what you can create in real-time system. Saturn transit in 5th house is likely to be very amusing. It is, if everything in your life has to have some teaching or learning purpose, this is a time. During Saturn's transit through 5th house, you're going to redefine, you're going to restructure your inner self, your thoughts, your vision. Now you will begin to give that self, your inner thoughts, you're redefining yourself. Now you're going to give that new thought in the form of interaction with others. This is a time you want to create your thoughts into real-time system. What you have in your mind, you will create in the physical form, in the real-time system. Area traditionally associated with 5th house may become a burden at this time. So you will have to work, whatever you have in your mind, any idea about any project, any planning, any venture, any launching. This 5th house, this is the time you can create that mind, only your vision into real-time system. It's like you have a design about any construction. Now 5th house will help you to construct that in physical form. You'll have to attend all these matters very carefully. They will not taken care of by themselves. No. But you got to put input. Like your dedication, your discipline, your drive, your determination, your hard work. For example, children may become a responsibility for you for some reason, but you got to still providing a direction to the children, care, affection, passion toward the children. Sometimes you have a lot of burden of responsibility. Your relationship or love affair become quite difficult, especially if they do not permit you to newly restructure life to be expressed. A lot of things become a burden, but you have to reorganize yourself. A love affair may involve with an older person who acts almost as a senior to you. You may play that role for someone younger. You may first become aware of, is like a love affair may happen between you and the older person, or you may play that role for younger person. Affair with older person, affair with younger person can happen during this time period. You may first become aware of certain aspect of yourself through an intense emotional encounter with another person. Sometimes it's unpleasant encounter, but it can give a positive growth experience. Yes. But Saturn transit in 5th house, you may also simply withdraw from encounters with others. Sometimes you like to say, I'm okay with myself. This is understandable because every encounter poses a challenges, but you should not avoid them away at all. No. In so doing, you are avoiding the experience which you need to experience of what you have become, which is so necessary for your proper development at this time. Saturn wants to develop you. Interactions, encounter, learn the experience. If you feel that you want a relationship but your opportunities seem to be frustrated, examine your real feeling. Usually, you'll find that you are subconsciously avoiding the people who would be right for you in order to avoid the confrontation you fear. And don't think negative about anything. Be positive. The 5th house is also a house of gambling, speculation, other such risks. Needless to say, these activities are not at all in accord with the methodical and work-demanding nature of Saturn. So do not take such risk at this time. But they are not likely to work out for you at this time. Anything you produce during this time will be the result of determination, drive, discipline, hard work. You'll have a much more disciplined approach to create something, that kind of activity, creative activity, than you have had in the past. Now you invest more discipline. This is at its you should be, because again the aim is to understand yourself through careful, disciplined action. In this case, the activity means giving form to something through your own efforts. This principle apply whether or not you are artist. All of us are creative in some way. So Saturn in 5th house will give you a chance to recreate or create something dignified. Libra transit of Saturn in 4th house. Transit of Saturn in 4th house. Saturn transit in 4th house from 12th of July 2022 will carry on till 17th of January 2023. Saturn transit in 4th house. The Saturn transit in 4th house, Libra, this time is good, taking from 5th house to 4th house, taking reverse gear. Saturn will back in your 4th house. And this is a start of, this is not a start, this is like a final phase of Saturn's Dhaya. Final phase of 4th house Saturn Dhaya, because Saturn is already transiting 4th house for Libra since January 2022. But by January 2023, this Dhaya will be finished. So Paya of Saturn in 4th house will be copper. So you will face a lot of financial fluctuations, fruitless arguments, huge expenditure. Libra, you will face a lot of domestic complication, professional obstacles, hassles, complication. You will be quite annoyed, sometimes very sad, sometimes very upset, sometimes very disappointed, sometimes cut off. There will be family happy occasion. There will be many accomplishments and many important tasks will be completed. Libra, you got to put a lot of effort on your conduct, behavior and dealing. You'll also have to work on your communication with outside world and refrain from being sad, grumpy and bitter, because that won't do anything for you. Look after your parents' health and their well-being. You'll face a lot of hassles linked with property and car. Saturn transit in 4th house bring an uneasy time. Apart from other aspects of life, your finances will require careful handling during this particular phase. Avoid wasting money. You may develop lack of enthusiasm when it comes to your work or profession. You may even start disliking your job and may face punishment from your boss or higher authority. Some of you are likely to be transferred to another place or distant place of your work during this phase of time. Socially, this may not be a very good time. Make a constant effort to maintain popularity in your social circle. Avoid any activity that might cause you humiliation. Health matters require your focused attention. Some of you are likely to develop letharginess, negative mentality, stomach discomfort, other minor health issues. You may also experience anguish, fear, mental confusion, anxiety during this particular time. Some of you may have bad thoughts or feel urged to do sinful deeds. Avoid getting into argument with your enemies. You may be separated from your friends and supporters. At home, take care of your family. They may be susceptible to disease or other life-threatening situation. There may be may some sort of a loss in the family member. Avoid getting involved in any kind of unpleasant situation with your relatives, with your nearest or dearest one. This period may see you creating a lot of enemies within your immediate family or with your relative. Be aware of hidden enemies during this phase of time. On other hand, some of you may expect a new member in the family. Saturn transit in 4th house. This is an extremely important transit of Saturn. At this time, you will focus on your innermost personal and domestic life. For this is the area that requires work now. You got to be focused. Any problem in your domestic life will become more critical at this time. Anything you have been putting up with yourself but not really handling will have to be dealt with. Be careful. Consequently, this effect of the transit Saturn range from simple reorganization of your domestic life or domestic environment to a total reshuffling of the personal relationship and contact that affect your domestic life. Your home itself may become a tremendous burden because of lot of payment, lot of expenditure, lot of repair, or other such responsibility. Element that used to be important in your life often come back in your prominence now, especially if they were never resolved in the past. Therefore, this is especially a good time to get in touch with your innermost self through, may I say, your conscious raising experience or conscious expanding technique. You got to do that, or through psychotherapy sessions. Please do. During this time period, you may have to take on parental responsibility for someone, not necessarily your own child. No, you may seek out someone who will play a parental role for you. If you do find a parent, however, making sure that the situation will ultimately lead to independence on your part. Be certain that it is a growth relationship for you, not beginning for a long-term dependency, which would prove detrimental in years to come. Currently, a period of several years preparation is coming to an end. You are ready to emerge from comparatively dormancy, at least in terms of outward success, and begin to move upward and forward to achieve your ambition. But you must start modestly. The 4th house acts as a foundation. So you may pay attention to securing and building up this foundation. This is what lies behind outward concern with your physical home. It is really inner house that you are attending to, which is the reason that this is such a good time to be involved in psychotherapy or inner problem solving, that you need to clear up the source of most of the problem now, along with personal road during this next 30 years or 14 years or 15 years. The 4th house is opposite to 10th house, opposite to house of career and social status. Any negative effect at work here will oppose your successful achievement later on. Any effect in 4th house will create an impact on your profession as well. So be careful. This is a time of new beginning. So get off to a good start. Please do press the bell for like and kindly share this video with your colleagues, with your family, with your friends, with everybody you know. And become our subscriber, then we can share a lot of information with you. We can inform you about our live show consultation streaming, which comes every Wednesday UK time 12 till 2, every Friday 12 till 2 UK timing, every Sunday live streaming shows. We are always presenting you live show and giving you you can participate the live show consultation streaming. You can participate in those shows every Sunday UK time 12 till 2, and then 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. UK timing. We'll also share with you weekly horoscope, monthly horoscope, yearly horoscope, that sort of content, and always the content is there for you. But for Saturn transit effect, if you really need tasks to counter the effect of Saturn transit, if there's a negative effect, precaution which will provide you protection, chanting which can spiritually help you out for overcoming any kind of complication, hassles created by Saturn for you, then kindly visit my website prakashastrologer.com. Acquire the yearly horoscope report according to your moon sign or according to your ascendant sign, according to your rising sign or lagna. Then you can implement all the strategies regarding your tasks, precautions, chanting for your betterment. Wishing you all the very best of luck.